Oh, there it is.
Yeah, he first started it and then went live. So this is usually what I'm doing. But the connection is bad that we have here. In spite of
as long as the camera picks us up.
Yeah.
Welcome. My apologies for that I was limited as with the intro as my comments, which should be that things off. And today we have a very special occasion. Welcome, Marshall, Tom, the Zoho Day.
Thanks, Ralph. Thanks for having me.
That is a very special occasion. We have time to do a lot of live and taking together the four of us. With the three others from
Yeah, we're live, we're on location, and we're using new technology. So if we screw this up, we apologize. We're doing it all for you, audience.
Christoph, the issue is I incident because we blew off as much as we could.
Where's there an echo? We don't have an echo, so all is good.
Yeah.
All good on our side. Yeah. Don't care. So concentrate, please.
Focus.
Yeah, very happy that we have you today. And be better introduce yourself in it, especially when you have Zoho and for.
Did you get that?
No.
So let me do that part. So welcome here.
Thank you.
So
thanks for having me.
Sorry for not having enough loudspeaker capabilities in this room. So this is a learning for going live on remote locations. Don't only have mics, have some loudspeakers too. Learning one. Learning two, being three people, it's probably good to have three microphones, but this is another thing. So thanks and welcome that you are welcome here, and thanks that you are being our prey for today. What we would like to start off with is just give ourselves a short introduction into who you actually are. I mean, we know, Marshall knows, I do know, Ralph doesn't know that much, and our audience doesn't know even less. So
sure.
Just please introduce yourself.
Yeah,
trajectory in your career and.
Yeah, I am Siva Iswaran, a tongue twister name. So a lot of people find it difficult to pronounce. So people call me Siva, also known as IC. So I take care of the finance and operations suite of products in Zoho. When I say finance and operations suite, it has a lot of product, the flagship being Zoho Books. We have Zoho Invoice, Books, Travel and Expense Management Solution, Zoho Expense. We have inventory, so it's a whole suite of products. So I head this division. So I've been with Zoho for the last 24 years. So I joined Zoho. I started my career in Zoho in '98, and I've been with Zoho ever since. So again, the joke goes like I have been with the same company, but the company has changed names. So when I joined Zoho, it was known as a completely different company. It was known as Wimbo Systems, and then it was like AdventNet, and then Zoho. So I have changed. I have not changed company, but the company has changed. Name thrice.
I think I just learned something. I knew the name AdventNet. I didn't know that he had called it Wimbo Systems before that.
Yeah, so it was long before. So '96, that's the way the company was known. So So long time. So I started my career with a kind of telecommunication protocol, then network management, then something to do with wireless security, then SSL VPN kind of boxes. And then somewhere around 2007, I started focusing on finance. So we got started with Zoho Invoice, which is our invoicing solution. So this actually primarily focuses on the receivable part, that is the money coming into the business. So we make it literally easy for small businesses to send out invoices, to accept payments, and all this. So end to end, right from quote all the way to cash, right? Quote to cash solution for small businesses. Then we actually added the payables part and the GL part and launched Zoho Books somewhere in 2011. So this primarily focuses on 2011. We were primarily focusing on the US market, fighting against QuickBooks. So that's So we are brave, right? So that's the way we get started, right?
So motto was what's on the belt buckle or the buckle belt of the belt? Don't mess with Zoho, right? How did that change for you personally come from? I mean, network infrastructure, security is one beast, finance is a totally different one. How comes that you changed that much?
Yeah, so fortunately for me, I had my graduation in finance. So I did my max in finance. So I had my graduation in finance. So I was working in Wi-Fi security, wireless security kind of. Unfortunately, the market was not that big, wireless security.
Not that time, no.
Yeah.
You were ahead of your time.
Yeah. So I had to find something else. One learning that I got from Wi-Fi was I started working on the wireless related stuff in somewhere around 2003 when it was very hot. People were just buying the access points for like $20, plugging into the corporate network, creating a whole lot of security issues and all those things, right? So it was a hot technology, right? It was very hot. So that's why we thought like, oh, okay, this is very hot. This is going to give us a lot of revenue, and we got into it in 2003 timeframe. And then we realized that the security issues was so hyped up. The vendors themselves packed in a lot of security features, and we were not able to gain a lot of market share from that market. So that's the experience. From that experience, I learned that don't try to do something like a headache medicine. People will look for it only when they have a headache, right? Do something very basic where people really want it. Say, for example, billing, accounting, payroll, right? People, they just want it, right? They don't look for it when they have a problem. Whereas in wireless security, they were looking for it only when they had the problem, right? Yeah. So this was the learning, and then I thought like maybe I should start something like that. And finance background helped. So that's how I got into finance, So before starting this, it was completely security, SSL, VPN, wireless, all this.
Oh, sure, okay. The question I have is probably better asked later. But I was wondering, how can you make something like wireless security something that is needed, something that is paid attention to every day, something that isn't just a crisis product? I think I'm more asking about how do we build it into the way we work? Do you think we can do that?
Yeah. So making security as part of the product features so people don't have to worry about it.
Sure, that's certainly.
So that's the question?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I didn't get the question, sorry.
That's right. It was a very broad question. My point of view is that, as you say, people only worry about security when there's a problem. Either when there's a breach in the company or when there's one in the news that makes you think, I need to protect myself. How do we change that kind of thinking?
Yeah, that's a good question. See, there are two basic things. One is like, you have to get away from the short-term thinking, right? So the first short-term thinking is like, let me quickly churn out the product and then let me hit to market fast, start making revenue, right? That should not be the case. People should have long-term thinking, and this security thinking has to be embedded into the corporate culture right from the way we hire people, we train right from hiring to hire the right kind of people, staff up the security team the right way, with people with the right mindset who can do various things. So that is one, like don't think short-term, don't take shortcuts. Even if you have to pay a tax of time, pay it, think long-term. So that's one aspect. Second is about the leadership issue. The leadership should be very clear as to what they want.
Hey guys, if you have an issue, you hear me now, I'm coming from out. This is in the moment. Am I better than I before?
See, I told you, technical problems.
So it's paused now? It's paused? Or is it live?
I have no idea what's going on. So we may as well just continue. We're not paused.
Okay.
There are sometimes lulls in the conversation. Say again, Ralph.
I said continue. We have no further noise interruption. Just my echo.
Okay.
Yeah, and the occasional street noise. But that's nothing we can do about that.
Right. And we'll soon have a monitor, another monitor. So what I'm interested in, so what's the history? You briefly mentioned it already, but what's the trajectory of Zoho and finance? And why? So
Yeah, most of our experience is from
with CX.
Yeah, we're CX and CRM.
So if you actually look at it, Zoho has 4 major divisions. You have the CX, there is sales and marketing related products.
Yeah.
We have a whole bunch of products in that suite. Then you have the productivity suite, communication and collaboration suite of products. So that's the second set where we have Zoho Mail, Click, and all this. And obviously, when we call ourselves the operating system for business, we cannot leave alone the finance and operations team, right? So that's where we fit in. That is where my team fits in. So we focus. Sorry.
Fair statement.
Yeah. So we try to make the life of those folks easy. So we, again, the vision there is like we want to do it end to end because we are the operating system for business. So all the way from sending out your invoices to receiving payments to doing the accounts, taxes, all the way to filing your taxes, right? So in a lot of countries, we are actually an approved vendor where actually companies can file tax through us. In India, we are a GST Suvidha provider. So companies can actually file the GST returns through us. Similarly, in different countries, like we are ZCA certified in Saudi, we are certified in UAE, UK, and all those countries, and constantly we are working on increasing this. So the point is, we do it end to end in finance, all the way from invoicing to filing of taxes.
Okay, now you're responsible for finance?
Finance and operations, yeah. So because we also have inventory, payroll, all this.
That would have been the next one, because operating system of business means there's more than just finance and a bit in quotes of operations. There's a whole lot of manufacturing project. Well, you have a project management product of projects, manufacturing, I said, the whole retail operations.
Yeah, so the way
warehousing, yeah.
No, the way we actually look at it is the products are more horizontal, right? When we are talking about an invoicing solution, billing solution, or an accounting solution, this actually can be used in any industry. It can be a manufacturing industry, it can be a retail industry, it can be used. But do we have a lot of features specific to that industry out of the box? Answer is no. Because the focus here is more horizontal, right?
Okay.
Say for a services company, it will be a lot easier. They can just sign in, sign up, and then they can start using the system. But if they are specific, like say for example manufacturing, right? It will be very difficult to use the system. So that is where verticalization comes in. So we have the horizontal products, and on these horizontal products, we can actually create vertical solutions. So a solution for retail, a solution for restaurants, a solution for services business, services business like spas and saloons and all this, right? So you can actually create a lot of vertical solutions over this horizontal product, and we are exactly in the process of doing it.
Okay, so what we can expect? Which one can we expect first? If you can say that. I know that we are at the boundary of what is yet a trade secret.
Yeah, I would prefer to wait for the official announcement, but yeah, we are targeting some of these industries, yes, on the SME space.
Okay, so something that is probably interesting for Ralph, because he is keenly waiting on it, so well, he actually got asked, is taxes they're a difficult beast, and they're probably changing twice a year per country. So him being a German, he got asked by customers whether there will be, or how to do a full tax service on Zoho in Germany.
Oh.
How would you do that right now?
So it's honestly
using Dativ.
Subcontract.
Yeah, honestly, it's some time away. See again, accounting being very specific, tax being very specific. So I was just touching upon the horizontal product, and then we have the vertical solutions for various domains, right? Similarly, accounting being very specific, tax being very specific, we should have country-specific editions, right? Because a generic accounting solution will not cut it out. Like say, for example, people can use it in US. The same accounting solution is very different in say India, right? US we talk about sales tax. India it's all about GST, where the rules keep changing, right? So it's very difficult. So what we have to do is like we will have to create those country-specific editions on top of these horizontal products, right? If you actually look at the market in finance, right? Typically, vendors stick to one particular market, right? Say for example, take QuickBooks. Yeah. Their main focus is US. Outside US, it's like very less. Their 95% of their revenue comes from US, right? Take any other company, right? The focus will be, particularly in the SME space, the focus will be in select countries. Zoho, we are actually doing it slightly different. We are actually focusing on multiple countries. We want to be global right from the word go. So we have about 13 country-specific editions as on date. We have editions for US, UK, Australia, India, Canada, the GCC countries. We are working on a few editions in Africa, Kenya, South Africa, and all this. So that's how you do it. So for Germany, yes, I'm sorry, you will have to wait. Yeah, it's a work in progress. We are working on it. We will definitely let you know once it is ready. We'll be happy to have you as a customer.
What's your sweet spot?
Ralph, I would like to know how a site is identical and the further aspect of
I didn't get it either. You're going to have to try that again, Ralph. I'm sorry.
So the question is, for a I need more financial supervisors. So what we have in the suite already?
No, we didn't get it.
It's not your fault. It is.
Let's blame it on Austin.
I blame society.
Yeah, we blame society. type it in, then we can type it into the private chat, then we can read it probably. What, as long as Ralph is doing that, what's the sweet spot in terms of company sizes that you are looking at?
For the SME products, the sweet spot is less than $25 million. So that's the sweet spot. We have a lot of customers in that. Again, when I say $25 million, we don't limit. Say, for example, a larger customer walks in, we don't say like, oh, no, we don't serve for you. So obviously, you are most welcome.
That's too much money for us.
So yeah, we have few large customers, really large customers. Say, for example, we have a public limited company in France using us. Though we are not tax compliant in France, they find our solution really easy for certain specific stuff.
Yeah.
They use it. See, that's the best part about Zoho, right? So you don't have to use a complete solution. You can just take specific parts which are very easy for you. Like say, for example, a company is using some accounting solution, but they want they have a billing problem, right? They can use our billing solution, and this seamlessly, they can actually integrate it back into their ERP or the accounting solution, because all the products that we have, it's like the architecture is pretty open. We have powerful APIs, can be easily integrated, platform, customizable, extendable. I can talk about it for next 30 minutes, right? So I don't want to do that.
Perfect. That's why you're here.
That's why we're here. It's not like we want to talk, we want you to talk.
Yeah, so these are like, though they actually appear as end user product, these are platforms with all platform features, customizability, extendability, and all those things. So customers can actually pick and choose solutions. So they can actually take the invoicing solution or the billing solution. They can plug it back to their ERP. And so as I said, like we have few large customers, very large customers using us, but that would be like 10%. I would say like companies that more than say $100 million revenue today for the SME products. So that's where actually the next strategy kicks in, right? So we have evolved a certain way, right? So we started with a billing solution in the SME space. Then we added accounting, subscription management, travel and expense, all this. So today we are, from the product, we have actually evolved into a suite of products for the SMEs. Right? Now, what is happening is like the customers who have been with us have been growing, and they are actually pulling us up. And not just these customers, even new customers who have recognized the value of the solutions, they are asking us like, hey, why don't you help us solve these problems, right? So the natural evolution is to move to the next level, so which we call the mid-market or the up-market. So companies with $100 million of revenue or more than $100 million of revenue. So the next evolution or the next evolution for us is that. So we will have a suite of products for SMEs. We will continue to focus that because we are actually having a very healthy growth rate here. So we will continue to focus that. Over and above this, we are also getting into the up market. Again, the strategy is same. Whatever we have done for the SME, we started with a billing solution. So again, here we are going to start with the advanced billing platform for the up market.
Who do you see as your main competitors?
In which space?
Finance.
Yeah,
finance.
Okay, so it's very
it's
it's very difficult to name a specific competitor for the entire suite because a lot of people don't have the breadth, right?
Yeah. And then there are the segments.
So there are specific competitors. Like say for example, there will be a specific competitor for our SME billing solution. There will be specific competitors for our accounting solution, right? Say for example, we compete with the likes of QuickBooks and Xero in case of accounting, and travel and expense. Yes, say for example, travel and expense, we compete with the likes of Concur. Sorry, not Concur in the SME space, Expensify in the SME space, right? So like that, each and every product will have its own competitors. The products actually evolve, and then they actually become a well integrated suite. Then, so the thing is, the billing platform evolves, the warehouse management system evolves, the spend management system evolves, and then these actually come together to form the ERP, right? Yeah. So it's a different way of looking at things. Traditionally, ERP is always looked upon as, again, I'm talking about the upmarket segment. I'm constantly jumping between the SME and the upmarket segment. So in the upmarket segment, ERP is always looked upon as something large, monolithic, complex installation, everything, right? So we are actually looking at it in a slightly different way. We are not looking at it as a complex beast. What we are looking at it as a solution, simple products, simple solutions, and then all these simple solutions coming together to form a ERP.
It's
So
a
that's
herd
the-
of small beasts.
Yes. So
Flotilla. A flotilla rather than an aircraft carrier.
Could you read in the meantime my question?
Yeah, I could. So what you were asking about how about business functions like machine planning, HR, and whatever is around it was pretty much the area that you just mentioned. So the ERP is a bit more than just finance.
So the question is about artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all this.
Yeah, machine planning, not machine learning. But we will get into machine learning and
Okay.
stuff as well, and probably also different types of visualizations of finance data. But in how far are you supporting, and which other business areas is Zoho as an ERP company supporting, like machine planning, like warehousing, or are you just getting in there?
Yeah, we are just getting in there. So see, there is a reality today and there is a roadmap.
Yeah.
Right. The reality today is we are focusing on the SME segment. So 100% of our revenue today on the financial platform. Again, I'm not talking about Zoho here. I'm just talking about the finance part of it. The 100% of the revenue comes today from the SME suite of products. Enterprise suite of products, we are some time away. I'm just talking about the roadmap there, right?
Okay.
So here we have the products. We have like a bunch of products, as I said, invoicing to travel and expense to. We have all these products. So the focus is here today.
Okay, which makes perfect sense to me. So no.
So the enterprise part is the evolution, the next stage for us. I won't call it enterprise. Mid-market or up-market is the right term to use.
I just wanted to go enterprise. How bold do you think enterprise is? Because that's, I mean, there are some gorillas in that market.
Yeah. See, the term enterprise, people use it in a lot of different ways, right?
Yeah.
Say for a company which is addressing very small segment, they would say like $50 million revenue is enterprise, or maybe companies with about 1,000 employees is enterprise. So the definition varies. So to me, 100 million plus is mid-market.
Okay.
So that's the segment for that is upmarket segment that I keep talking about.
Okay.
And less than that is the SME market which we are serving here.
And then probably up to few billion, small billion numbers. So
Yeah, so you always make a start and then you get ambitious, right?
Yeah.
We have all.
That's the way, right?
Yeah.
Like the, what was it, the Mandalorian? That's the way.
This is the way, yeah.
This is the way. I heard it only in German. So
Yeah. And that is part of the analyst's challenge. Every time we talk about SMB or mid-market or large enterprise, whoever we're talking with, we have to clarify with them, what do you mean by that? Because every different organization has a different definition. Different analyst groups have different definitions.
Correct.
It's like, what is a millennial or what is Gen Z, or, where does the baby boom end and the baby bust start? Everyone's got a different number, so it's good that we're defining our terms.
and important. But you brought the word up, machine learning. So means you're doing.
Yeah, see.
Your machines are learning.
Yeah, we want machines to do a lot of work, not the humans, right? So obviously, yes, our machines are learning, and they are learning fast. They are learning hard. We are making them more hard. Yeah, so see, again, machine learning, artificial intelligence or machine learning is embedded into the products, right? So we don't look at it as something separate. So the overall goal is to make the life of the end customer easy, right? So how do you make it easy? Say, for example, you reduce data entry, right? So how can you reduce data entry? Can we actually bring in AI or ML to reduce the data entry? Say, for example, I'm traveling for this Zoho day, right? So the traditional way of doing it is like I collect all the bills and then I actually enter all the bills in the expense report and then I submit it, get reimbursed, all this, right? Today, the technology actually enables us to make it a lot more simpler. All I have to do is like, Zoho is actually on Zoho. There is Zoho uses Zoho.
You're not
right?
using SAP? My God.
No, we don't plan to use it. So
Sorry for that one.
yeah, so the expense reports are filed using Zoho Expense. So all I have to do is like just sign into my account, use my mobile, take a snap. The ML part of it takes care of parsing all the data in the receipt, automatically filing the particular expense into my expense report. So when I'm back in Chennai, I can consolidate all this, file the expense report with a click of a button. So that's one use of AI. See, the overall point as to where I see AI helping us is the traditional way of doing it is the humans have to look at the reports, they have to drill down to get insights from the reports, and then from the insights take some meaningful action, right?
Yeah.
And this actually can be very easily offloaded to a machine. Instead of just throwing a bunch of reports at me, the system can very well say like they can look for anomalies. They can actually, there is from drill down to alert up. So the system can alert up. So when some attention needs to be given, the system can actually tell me, hey, there is an anomaly here. Why don't you look at this, right? So it's not about me going and looking at the anomaly. The system is telling me like, hey, this is where you have the problem, right? So reduce time by doing all this. So that's where we think AI can actually be really helpful. And again, a lot of meaningful suggestions. Take our own billing platform. Customer is buying the products, so we know the buying patterns. We know when this customer comes, what he buys, and all those things. So based on that, recommendations, all these actually can be embedded into the platform. Right? So a long time ago, all this actually used to be very tedious, but now with the help of technology, all this can actually be done. So this is where we are using the AI.
But scenario planning, what if analysis?
Yes. So the enterprise, again, it's a roadmap. We don't have it now. Enterprise products that we were talking about, they will use it just like for SME. We have started with billing solution. For the upmarket segments, we will be starting with the billing platform, then the warehouse management, then the spend management. Like that things of us. We will also have the scenario planning and all this. And then all this will actually come over to the. So that's the plan. Plan on this one. Now it's in the next 26 is what First and silent.
Check the mic again. We have now echo.
We just turn this a little bit. So how about data visualization?
Yeah, so in Zoho we have a very powerful analytics platform. So this analytics platform, we use it in all the products. So the data visualization, mashing up of data across applications, gaining meaningful insights, using NLP to get things instead of having some complex system integration efforts to churn out some reports. Today our PA platform supports NLP where you can just type in and then get interesting answers that we are looking at, right? So that is getting embedded into all products. So Zoho Books has analytics with it in the high-end plans. So like that, we have analytics getting embedded. So visualization, you can actually build interesting dashboard very easily with the data, and that actually helps even visualizing the data in the way you want.
The less you have to fight to get the data out of the system, the more you can work with it and get insights.
Yeah. So this is integrated by default. That is, you have the integration already, so you don't have to do complex stuff to get the data out of the system. The data is there, so you just have to build the visualization using the drag drop. You just have to build the dashboard according to your needs.
Excellent. I don't know what. I think Thomas is still trying to get our audio to work properly. As long as the audience can hear us, I think we'll be okay. So I'm wondering, I don't know what I'm wondering. I'm going to check the cheat sheet because I had a question and I forgot it.
Cheat sheet is always one.
Yeah, I know.
And now the sound.
Is it? Is it really? Oh, good. Thomas is coming back. I don't have to be embarrassed anymore.
No, just did a sound check. So well, just trying to find the train of thought. So I'm still on the analytics track. So there are lots of. It's not only about novel ways of visualization, for example. So there may be, or there are ways of interacting with data probably in a three-dimensional world. And so I actually played around with that something. So as a data point, that could touch it and turn it around and tear it apart to look at it. Is that something that is, well, it was customer service scenario, but is that something that you could see as valuable in a finance scenario as well?
Obviously.
To act with it? Are you doing trials into that direction?
No, obviously yes, and we actually don't reinvent the wheel. We just reuse what the analytics team, the BI team of Zoho is building. Yeah. So you should definitely you should go to their session. No, you should actually go to their session to understand as to what the roadmap is for the BI team. So we are just reusing whatever they are doing. It's a strong BI product. So right from scaling to visualization to building connectors for easily pushing in the data. So they have done excellent stuff. So we are just reusing what they have done. And for us, it is just a question of pushing the data into their platform. That is, again, if you look at it from outside, it's all Zoho, right? So, yeah.
Which is pretty much the strength of a platform, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And how about using publicly available data being pulled in for adding to the analysis?
Yeah, see, that's why I said the system is architected in a very open way, right? You have the APIs which you can use to pull in the data or push the data into the system. So it's very easy, very robust. We have multiple ways of doing it. And this data, say for example, if you want to mash up the data, that is, you take some data from books, you want to mash it up with some other data, say sales data from say Zoho CRM or maybe a third-party CRM or whatever, you can very easily do it. You can actually pull the data, push it to the analytics platform. There you can mash up the data from any third-party system, and after mashup, you can actually churn out interesting reports, dashboards. So all mashups are possible, yes.
Awesome.
How about
remote question.
You, sir.
How about the integration of SIA? That's dipping hand or next best.
Integration of what?
Zia.
Yeah. No, see, these are built into the platform. Zia, BI, all these are built into the platform. So when the platform keeps evolving, right? So whatever we talk about in the platform, all these are getting built into the products.
So Zia's just there.
Yeah.
When we talk about the platform, we're talking about Zia. When we talk about Zia, we are talking about the platform.
Yeah. So the difference, there can be a few functional differences between the product, but it's just a question of few months. It's a question of catching up, and all these will be available in all the products of Zoho. Not just the finance, all the products of Zoho. Yeah.
If there was something in your product line that you could be working on now that you aren't, what would it be? What's something that you personally, Siva, would want to add to Zoho Finance, or any Zoho product, that is?
No, typically when we want to do something, we just go about doing it.
That must be so nice.
Cool.
Again, keep
Where
it.
can
power.
I apply?
No, no, keep your investment low. See, the thing is like, when we want to do something, we don't try to do it in a very big way, right? So we don't look at millions of dollars of investment to get started with something. So it's about forming a small team and empowering the team to start working on it as an experiment. So they start doing it, and you keep optimizing it. You look for results, and if it crosses a certain stage, right? Then this is actually converging well. Yeah, we can actually see the traction in the market. We can actually do a market study, and if we think after the market study, if we think this actually can be successful, we just go about it. So most of it. So I've never reserved something for like, we have to do something, but we cannot do it now.
It's a very healthy approach to.
We started as a very small experiment, just have 1 or 2 guys working on it. And see, the platform today has matured a lot. So you get a lot of features just by using the platform. You don't have to create the product from the scratch, right? So it's like 70 to 80% of the heavy lifting already done. Okay. I'll give you an example. We are planning to launch our Mexican edition of Zoho Box, right? So this is just done by one employee. Okay, the heavy lifting is just done by one employee. If you actually look at it traditionally, you will have a whole team which actually sets, studies the tax rules and all those things, and then they implement them. But what we have done is we have actually built a tax engine, and with the last say 10-13 years of experience in this domain, the tax engine, after supporting all the complexities of US, UK, Australia, Canada, India, the GCC countries, the tax engine has matured a lot, so that one person can actually customize it, and churn out the edition for Mexico, right? So that's the kind of productivity that we are talking about. And when we talk about this kind of productivity, we can afford to do a lot of customers.
That's fantastic. I really like that. I'm just
Yesterday we discussed current buzzwords in the industry. This M-word, metaverse. What's your take on what's behind this?
why is that not on the show sheet?
Yeah. So I always like quality about quality. So personally, if you ask me, I would not like it to be not successful, but with the kind of investment that the big tech companies are making in it, I don't think there is an escape. So metaverse is going to be there. So we are going to see the metaverse. If this is actually put into useful usage, like say for example, if we use it for say entertainment, see there can be a lot of useful applications of this, right? Say for example, let's say a person is terminally ill, we can actually use it successfully to take him to a virtual world to take him out of the pain, right? So if it is put into such useful cases, it will be good, but I doubt. I'm sure like there will be a lot of misuse of this, and we are humans.
Yeah.
So we are humans, yes.
Not all of us are purely good.
Yeah, it will be used either for pure entertainment or for a way to make money.
So there is going to be a lot of abuse, or there is going to be a lot of misuse of the technology. And especially children's. Say today I find it very difficult to take the mobile from my kid, right? So just imagine how things are going to be if they get into this virtual world, right? So it's going to be a lot more difficult. As parents, as responsible citizens, we will have a lot of challenge. That's for sure.
Well, if they're in the virtual world, they won't see you coming.
Right.
So you can
Maybe.
just pull the plug on them.
Well, they might see the avatar coming. What would be your definition of this term of metaverse?
Here we go.
Well, if you have one, so if not, no harm done.
Yeah, so it's like a complete virtual world, and again, based on the investment all the technology companies are making, the race that we are seeing, I don't think there is going to be one meta verse. There are going to be multiple metaverses. That's my understanding. Yeah, because every company wants to ride on this technology and they want to make money, right? So there are going to be multiple metaverses.
Yeah. And in spite of me now digging into that, so there was for me notable and very pleasant absence of this term till I brought it up. So
Good job, Thomas. Nailed it.
So this is something that I like in business-oriented or more B2B-oriented software companies right now, when they are not touting that flag and swinging around that flag, so and finding funny scenarios for a bunch of technologies that is somehow grouped or not.
We are more grounded. We have a lot of things to do than to run behind all this terms and the trends, all this.
Yeah, there's a lot of practical work that can be done with virtual reality and augmented reality. We don't have to put the metaverse buzzword on it. I mean, just inside of ERP, you've got product configuration for highly complex objects. You've got
Manufacturing?
manufacturing. Just figuring out whether a machine will fit in a particular space.
No, take a simple case like buying a furniture, right? So e-commerce. So we have an e-commerce solution, right? So we can actually power the small businesses using our e-commerce solution to expose something to their end customers where, let's say a small business is selling a furniture. We can actually help the end customer visualize as to how the furniture is going to fit into the room. So these are useful use cases of the technology which we are doing, right? So these things are available.
But you don't need to stand metaverse.
So we don't want a complete virtual world. Use VR contextually, use AI contextually, so this contextually in case of the business use cases that is perfectly fine. But getting a very different world, there are a lot of things.
Question, which probably maybe one of you asked to ask. He's jealous.
Check the chat.
So means money.
Really good. So I'm sure that is going to catch up. Just imagine this. I was actually talking about alert that instead of drill down. So we don't want people to unnecessarily spend time looking at the reports and gain the insights. So the system can throw up this. Just look at it this way. Let's say there is going to be a lot of cash flow this month. All my customers are paying promptly, right? So I'm going to have a lot of cash flow this month. Then the system can actually tell me, hey, you are going to have a lot of money this month. Maybe some of these money you can actually move to a short-term fixed deposit and earn interest, right? And the best part is the system can actually talk to me. It need not even send me a notification. My phone can actually, Siri can actually talk. The interface to Siri is open now, right? So Siri can talk. Hey, Siva, there is going to be excess balance this month. What do you want to do about it? Right? And then I can just reply saying like, hey, what are the options that I have? and it can actually throw me a few options. Hey, you can actually park it in some debt funds, or you can actually park it in fixed deposit. You can do all these, right? And then I would say like, yeah, seems fixed deposit seems to be good. Yeah, go ahead and do it. And the system can automatically move these funds, and then just tell me like, hey, it's done. This has been moved to this particular fixed deposit, so you will earn this much interest at the end of, say, next 10 days or whatever.
In how far do you see the usage metaphors with man versus machine changed from click and point and click, and mouse and drag and drop and the likes, to more, well, talking to the machine? Will that happen in the
I think
near
that is.
future?
Yeah, I think that is already happening. Like, say, for example, I don't see my daughter touching everything in the phone. She just speaks to the phone. That comes naturally to the next generation. In our case, it's always touch. I don't. Somehow I find it hard to talk to a phone. Again, not to my friends, but to the Siri or something in the phone, right? I'm not used to it. But of late, that's becoming the norm. But for the next generation, that's the default. They are
Ask
born.
what your kids are.
My younger,
we are old guys apparently.
my younger one is 12.
Okay. So means the next generation basically will pick it up.
Yeah, that's my assumption.
And
yes.
the in-betweeners that are right now.
Yeah, in between us, we will be in both the worlds, right? We will do both of these.
What inhibitors do you see?
It's the way we are used to doing things. That's it. So, or else today we can start using it. All this is reality today, so we can start using it.
Yeah, still you and I aren't.
Yes.
So and this means that younger guys like Marshall probably aren't either.
Oh yeah, I'm
Probably he's already using it.
I've never done well with voice technology. For some reason, it doesn't pick me up properly. So whenever I call a customer service line and it's a voice IVR, I'll just hang up because there's no hope.
It's a pain. I agree. Most of the IVR for the customer service is a pain. The transactional part is slightly different. I'm not talking to the customer service. Yes, this can be used for customer service. That's a different story. But the experience that we get in most of the IVR related customer services today is horrible.
Yeah, I mean, the technology
It'll
works
be
for
like,
a lot
hey,
of people.
can you please connect me to an agent?
No, I can't, because an agent is too expensive. So you need to deal with me.
Yes.
And talking about agents versus agents, so the machine agents versus human agents. So right now the normal narrative is narrative or narrative?
Narrative.
Narrative is that, thanks, that it's man augmented by machine. And now, well, business is changing, the economy is changing right now. Will that narrative stay, or will businesses go more into a direction of, well, machine instead of man?
No, I don't see. This is a fear that we have always been having, right? So
yes,
when the computer came, it was like, hey, it's going to replace all humans, right? But it has been like several decades. It has not replaced. There is going to be something meaningful and useful that the humans are always going to do, right? So we don't have to worry about. So my take is always it is going to be machine augmented by humans. So that's my take.
We have the ability to find new things.
Yes, yes. So new ways to be more productive,
No.
or new ways to make machines more productive.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically exactly the fear, right? So you see the office clerk who your software makes more efficient by
No, the
the
thing
machine
is,
helping him or her better, which of course it's normal human again, which may create the fear, my tasks are
Ralph
getting
is
away.
telling us
Right,
we are
he's telling
short
us
on
we are
time.
short on time, yeah.
yeah,
So,
just to give you an
5
example.
minutes, yeah.
Just to give you an example. See, the thing is like, let's say we have the self-driving cars.
Right.
Maybe I may use it for some time, okay, but maybe I will get bored out of it, and then using a driver might be a premium I may use it once in a while, right? To have a human drive the car and paying 10x extra. Maybe that might even happen. See. Right, that will change. See, whichever is abundant, the value per hour will go down, and then the other thing will rise. So the normal default thing will be cheaper. So you are doing some human service, yeah, that actually could be costly. Yes.
What you tell this person also who sees these tasks are going away and the better machine. It's a fear.
The fear is real, but the thing is that you like how active we can be. So how we get into areas where things are not easily available by a machine. So we are sitting in areas. So we have to find ways to be much more productive. We are only doing monotonous stuff. So monotonous stuff definitely can take our legs for automation.
People don't like doing for easy.
It would also help if we can, as a people, stop defining ourselves by the jobs we do. If you are nothing without your profession, and your profession is taken away by a machine, which isn't going to happen anytime soon, but if it does, then who are you? You know? Me, I have no problem with it. Right. Take my work away. As long as I can eat and sleep, I'm happy.
So
Well, yeah, I count that as part of you.
Okay, so Ralph, do you have some final famous words? Shaking his head, his wise head.
He knows better than to try to talk to us now.
Yeah, sometimes we do, but the connection is bad today. Okay, then famous last words from your end, Siva. If we are looking at 2023, what would be your wish that you had as the head of the department that you are heading? One wish.
Other than world peace, that's covered.
Oh, that's
Everyone
lost.
wants it.
Yeah.
tough question. I have a lot of wishes.
Okay, make it two.
Right from revenue target to product launches. So we have a lot of things. I'll be extremely happy if we are able to launch our ERP. Again, it's a multi-step process. So we are not going to launch a monolithic piece. We are going to launch a bunch of products, and then these actually will converge to an ERP. So I will be happy if that happens in 2023.
Wow, that's also ambitious. So that's it's an ambitious wish. So
Yes.
which is good.
It's the best kind.
You've got to be
The
ambitious.
best kind, yeah. It's right, the best kind, yeah.
Yeah.
So many thanks.
Thanks.
Many thanks also to everybody who participated and who would have liked to participate.
And a special thank you to Deutsche Telekom
Yeah.
for the wonderful connection that you gave Ralph today.
Yeah. Oh well, you know that we do offline. Thanks to everybody who was in and still is, and see you next week in the next episode of the CRMKonvos, which will happen without me, by the way. So then Ralph can talk more again.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks, Ralph. Thanks, Thomas. Thanks,
Most
Marshall.
welcome. And
Had a great time.
it's definitely our pleasure. Let's
And
see.
I think that's now offline.
Yes, please.
Yes. Wakanda for